Tariffs hit the tabletop industry, Wildemount Wildlings is out now, and tons of TCG card news.
You triggered my trap card!
Welcome to 5 for Friday, our weekly look back at some of the news stories we haven't covered yet. Today we've got the tariffs' impact on the tabletop industry, Critical Role, and TCG news on the agenda. Before we dive in, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so we can keep making videos just like these. Now, on to the news. The major news of the week, unfortunately, is the impact that a series of tariffs announced this week by the US government will have on the tabletop industry. If you didn't know, much of the tabletop industry uses overseas manufacturing to print their RPG books and make their games, and the news that a 54% tariff on Chinese-made goods is being enacted marks an almost certain downturn in the number of games published in a given year. GAMA, which is a trade association related to the manufacturing of various games, released the following statement. As an industry highly dependent on producing goods overseas and importing them into the US, this policy will have devastating consequences. Tariffs are essentially taxes on consumers, not on the countries where the products are produced. Publishers will be forced to pass these costs along to their customers or face the prospects of ceasing operations. Nearly a third of all U.S. consumer goods, including clothes, food products, appliances, cars, and entertainment items like games, are imported. This means that higher prices across the board, as all these products will need to increase prices in order to compensate for these new taxes. This 1-2 punch is likely to put many of our members out of business or force them to downsize and lay off employees to survive. Several other game publishers, including Kobold Press, Arcane Library, N Publishing, and Steve Jackson Games, have also spoken out about the impact about how these tariffs will impact their prices. The first episode of Wildemount Wildlings is out now, and it's a major hit. The premise of the first episode is that a group of teens are looking to earn their first merit badges at Veth's Camp for Adventurers in Training. Bo and Yasha serve as fill-in counselors who are trying out being parents while they decide whether or not to have kids. Of note is that all the teen characters are level 1 adventurers, while none of the new cast members, save for Brennan, have any experience playing tabletop RPGs. Also, Sam has a swear jar that he makes the cast put real money in to whenever they swear, keeping with the family-friendly experience. All in all, the episode is definitely worth the time, if only to see Brennan and Sam's shenanigans. We're loving the earlier time slot as well, as East Coasters like myself, definitely like not having to stay up till 10 p.m. just to watch the beginning of an episode. We're definitely in for the rest of the 3-episode season. Underworld Breach has been banned in Modern Magic, bringing an end to a potent combo that has been dominating the format since the end of last year. The core issue is that Underworld Breach can be combined with the recently unbanned Mox Opal and Grinding Station to create an infinite combo situation that mills the entire deck to set up a Jace Wielder of Mysteries win condition. Basically, that card, Jace Wielder of Mysteries, grants an automatic win if you run out of cards in your deck. The entire combo can be triggered as early as turn 3, which all but necessitated the ban. We've seen Mox Opal, Green Sun Zenith, and Faithless Looting show up in a bunch of decks, to varying degrees of satisfaction from the team here at Wizards. However, Mox Opal teaming up with Underworld Breach to create an explosive and resilient combo deck is not something we're happy with. Drizzt's daughter will star in a new saga that begins this fall. Polygon has all the details about Breezy Duerden's new book called The Finest Edge of Twilight. The new book will follow Breezy as she attempts to become a Master of Dragons at the Monastery of the Yellow Rose. She appears to be on a collision course with Dahlia, her father's ex-lover, kind of weird, who is attempting to become a vampire. The new book will launch on October 7th of this year. And finally, Star Wars Unlimited has announced Legends of the Force, the game's 5th set. The set will introduce a new Force mechanic, which is represented by a single token that players discard to use the Force. Players can only have one Force token at a time, and they can use it to boost certain abilities. Most bases in the set generate a Force token whenever a character with the Force keyword attacks. So far, we've seen Qui-Gon use the Force to bounce friendly units in and out of play, but Darth Maul can damage 2 different characters with the Force whenever he discards that token. The new set comes out in July of this year. That's all the news that we have for you today. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.